Hi, good afternoon. Just giving a little presentation today because I've been thinking about when bad things happen to good people and how that relates to our life of living in the Ten Commandments and wanting to make sure that we keep all the feasts. How that relates to all that. Not really big way, but it does relate. So, someone very wise reminded me of a story. And the story is that there was a king in Africa, and he had a servant who took care of him, kind of a butler type of person who would take care of him, and that was his job. And they were practicing shooting, and there was an accident where the gun that was given to the king by his servant kind of blew up, and the thumb of the king was destroyed. So the king was pretty mad at this servant, and he put him into prison. Well, the king went on with his regular kingly duties and was in a portion of Africa where they had people who were cannibals. And just so turned out that he was captured by the cannibals, and they were just preparing him for a delicious meal, and they discovered that he was imperfect. He missed a thumb. So because he was imperfect, they let him go and he went on back to his world. Well, as soon as he got back, he realized that with that thumb being gone, that his servant who was in a prison that he had put him in, and let me say that everything that this servant said to him, this is good. When he put him in prison, this is good. This is, when he got his thumb blown off, he said, this is good. It was just the way he handled life. That's just how he did. So when the king went back to the prison and said, I've got to let you out. I was going to be dead, but they didn't kill me because I lost one of my thumbs, and it was your fault. And because this happened, they didn't eat me. And the prisoner was let out. And he says, this is good. And he says, how can this be good? I said, because if I was with you, I would be eating with you. So the thing of it is I'm trying to learn and find the value in when bad things happen, that there may be a good that God has that I'm not aware of. And it's not generally the way I handle things. I've always been one of those people who looks at an activity and say, well, I just demand and decree that this goes better. And in my mind, thinking I'm making anything happen. And I'm realizing very quickly here that all the demanding and decreeing is made me make me feel better, but it's still God's will that will be executed. And maybe it'll be something negative, and so maybe it'll be something positive. So how does that relate to the Ten Commandments? Well, many times, and I will tell you, just recently I went to dinner and I ordered a fried chicken salad, which is very big around South. You get a salad and they put fried chicken on it. So I ordered it, and I told her, I thought this would be a cue. I said, whatever's on this salad, make sure that you know that I'm kosher. That's just a nice way of saying that I don't eat pork and I don't eat, certain things. And I thought that would be enough. Well, sure enough, the food was delivered and it had bacon all over it. So I pulled a girl over to the side and I said, could you please take this and have someone give me a salad without this pork on here? I let someone know that I'm kosher. So she went and took it back. They came back. Everybody was all apologetic and all concerned. And you know who was more concerned? The two people I was eating with, because they thought maybe I should just go ahead and eat it. And of course, that's not going to happen. But this is good because I had an opportunity to stand for something that maybe looked like I was being a little bit picky. Well, I'm going to be picky when it comes to eating unclean meat because that's a commandment. And the commandment is more important to me than how someone thinks of me. Or they think that I'm great or think I'm not so great. And at the end, I had 3 or 4 different people in the restaurant come to me and say, we're so sorry. It was a mistake. And I said, absolutely. And they said, you know what? I said to myself, I ordered it. If it was on there and I didn't know that it was on there, I take some responsibility for that. And I appreciate you going through the efforts to fixing it for me. Well, everything was fine. And the 2 people that were with me, they were fine because I had to walk in love. I had to make it look like it was something I could have done, because maybe it said bacon on there and I just didn't notice it. But the waitress knew. But anyway, it was a good incident of life for me to realize that no matter what, no matter who, no matter how, it is good and God's in charge, not me. And when things go wrong, I should be gracious and loving and understanding and realizing that if a person doesn't know the importance of keeping the 10 commandments and not having unclean meat food, then they're just going to think I'm being crazy about or overdone about not touching anything like that. And I say that because this is really a lesson in love. And I appreciate having those opportunities, Father, that I can have something that may be considered probably a negative to someone else who was sitting close by and watched this. But it turned out to be good because I was able to be a loving and kind person amidst it all. Doing the 10 commandments isn't that I'm going to make everybody else do them. I mean, that's not the goal here. The goal is to make it look appealing because guess what? In order to understand that you've violated anything is you have to have a law to violate. So law is the measurement and shows us how we're doing. And it gives us the boundaries for that. So that's what happened to me yesterday. I wanted to share it with you and let you know that when you make a decision about doing the 10 commandments, keeping the Sabbath, not eating unclean food, that you can do it with grace and you can do it in a way that you might actually win someone over. But maybe not so much in Tennessee because they put bacon on everything. Have a great day.